It is week 13 in the NFL, and that means that these decisions will impact your fantasy playoff hopes directly, immediately, heavily. We are here to talk about every single matchup at some point, maybe even every single player in the NFL in the next 45 to 60 minutes. At least anybody who has a chance of touching the football on offense.
Hell yeah.
Dustin and I have put in the work. All you have to do is turn your ears on, and you can agree or disagree with us. Join us in the comments. Blow us up on Twitter and say that we're dumb.
Love it.
Whatever feels good to you, we appreciate you coming to listen. Dustin, how is life going for you right now as we stand 2 weeks away?
It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time, Travis. The fantasy football play. We're only 2 weeks away from the start of the fantasy football playoffs. You get the update on Sleeper that we're 14 days and some odd hours away, and I'm excited. We've got some of our initial, guesses this year that have kind of turned their head around, and they're actually looking like they're going to be correct. I mean, who would have thought that at this point, we go back, first 4 weeks, there's no way we're thinking Jahmyr Gibbs is going to actually have a chance to turn it around, and here he is.
He's been balling.
Here he is. He has been balling, and what do you know? The young guys can play. I'm excited, though. I'm excited. Fantasies, we got some leagues that are a little bit choppy right now, I'll say. Home leagues not feeling great.
You're down to the wire. You need help,
the...
and you have to win and score a lot of points.
Yeah, yep. And then I've also got, we've also got leagues where, I'm the juggernaut. That doesn't happen to me very often.
An undefeated juggernaut with median scoring.
Yep.
Puts you at 24-0 heading into this weekend.
This is true. It's a big deal.
Legendary.
Big deal.
What is on the line in that league could be infamous here in about a month.
Oh, yeah. I hope so.
I hope I spoil it for you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I got to pull it off this week. Josh Allen on a bye.
The theme of that Dynasty League is Super Mario Brothers. I am Mario naturally as the commissioner. Dustin chose
Wario.
So it could be a Mario versus Wario matchup here in the playoffs. All right. We have all of the NFL matchups on the sheet tonight. I'll kick us off.
Yes.
Dallas versus Seattle. Dallas.
Thursday night.
Minus 9.5. For those of you that don't bet, you're smart. But the minus 9.5 means they are favored to win by double digits. Over under a total of 47.5 in this game. High scoring. I think second or third highest of the week. Dak Prescott, QB3 on the season. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver 3 on the season. Tony Pollard now back-to-back RB1 weeks. The buy low worked for Tony Pollard. Dallas looks like an unstoppable force. I know that there's a couple teams that are that stoppable piece, which are the 49ers and Eagles, that they will have to find a way to get through if they want to play in the big dance. But Dallas looks nice.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you mentioned CeeDee Lamb. I think this is a smash opportunity for him, facing Seattle. And honestly, the most important part of that, I think, is that they're at home. The Cowboys are playing in Dallas. They put up a boatload of points at home this year. They're scary. They're a scary team. I think they're legit. I know every year is the Cowboys' year, but this feels different. This feels a little like they're kind of getting hot at the right time.
9.5 doesn't seem big enough.
No.
They should handle Seattle by 20.
It wouldn't shock me. I don't. With the style that Seattle plays, that run it, kind of shorten the game, kind of play, I think it feeds right into Dallas's strength. So I'll be interested to see, especially with Kenneth Walker III out. Charbonnet gonna have an opportunity, but not exactly a smash matchup. I like all the wide receivers though. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. I think you can start them right now, especially with Cooks heating up. But you mentioned Seattle. I don't feel great about. I don't think you can sit. I don't think you can sit DK for a lot of options.
In deeper leagues, you're still playing Lockett.
Yep.
You're gonna play DK anywhere you have him. You drafted him too early.
Right.
Charbonnet is a flex in PPR formats. Other than that, I'm staying away from Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah,
People
PPR
are
formats,
going
yeah.
crazy about JSN. I know it was a great catch. He still hasn't done anything
It's one catch.
for fantasy.
It's one catch. Yeah, look. I like
He's
him
not
in
playable.
the future. Yeah, he's not startable unless it's a deep like 3 flex league.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in that scenario, I think you can find better options. Streamers. Yeah, I'm staying away from most Seattle weapons here. Charbonnet's a solid flex. DK, probably a mid-tier wide receiver 3 that you can start.
All right, we both agree Dallas wins and covers
sure.
the 9.5. Colts at Titans. Colts favored by 1 point. Over under at 42.5. Jonathan Taylor now out for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What do we expect from Zach Moss? We saw absolute greatness for a short stretch to start the year.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Zach Moss, especially in this matchup, ordinarily I'm not starting Zach Moss in this matchup. Tennessee, really great against the run. You got Zach Moss, now that he's got the lion's share of the touches for himself, I'm starting him. He's going to get 20 plus touches in this game, and I think that's okay. I think that's going to be enough he'll probably get you 60 yards and a touchdown. I think that's okay for
with
Zach
a chance at breaking one and getting to 100.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about who you would start him over, because we're both high on Moss.
For sure.
Let's see. Is he in the RB1 conversation? I mean, top 12 basically, or not?
This week, no. This week I don't think he finishes as a running back 1, but I think he's a solid running back 2 this week. Just because.
Would you play him over Pacheco versus Green Bay?
No, I don't think I would play him over Pacheco. I mean, I in that no.
Najee.
I think
Najee versus Arizona.
Yeah, I'd probably play him over Najee.
Okay, so we've got him somewhere in between 16 to 20, 22.
Right. Yeah.
I like him over guys like Mixon.
Yeah.
Over Charbonnet.
Sure. Yep.
Singletary, Connor. So yeah, around that RB20 range.
Yep. Connor's interesting.
All right.
Connor's interesting.
Josh Downs over under 50 yards. Michael Pittman over under 72 yards. These lines that I'm throwing out right now are from Sleepers app projections.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Josh Downs. He's a dynamic guy. He's coming off injury last week.
50
I
feels
don't
low.
I think it's appropriate. Appropriate. Because he's probably only going to see 5 or 6 targets. But yeah, I think Downs could definitely put up 50 yards in this game. Divisional matchups, it's kind of weird. They're playing in Tennessee, so I would say in this one I'm gonna say over because of the matchup for the passing game against Tennessee. But Pittman definitely, he gets volume. He's just so good. That offense is a high scoring offense because they have to be. I'm here.
So you
for
feel
it,
much more confident in over 72 for Pittman than you do over 50. Okay,
I do.
Derrick Henry with the big week 12, 2 touchdowns. Do we get a repeat? Over under the line total yards is at 72. That feels low as well for the volume.
It does. It does feel low.
20 touches.
Yeah, I mean, Indy, bottom. I mean, geez, they're like bottom 5 in the league at points above expectation for the running back position. I mean, they give it up, especially Derrick Henry has a good track record against Indy. So I'm going to go Derrick Henry over the 72 total yards. Absolutely.
All right, finally, DeAndre Hopkins, playing him if you need to. I'm tempering expectations. The passing game just sucks right now.
Hopkins or Amari Cooper right now?
DeAndre Hopkins. I think Amari Cooper, he exited last week with an injury. Sure. If he plays, he won't be 100%, and it's either going to be a rookie quarterback coming out of concussion protocol who is not going to have all week of first-team reps. Joe Flacco's been taking first-team reps. Yep. Sure, Joe Flacco could lock on to Amari Cooper, but that sentence in itself leads me to say DeAndre Hopkins right now.
Sure. He's a flex for me, Hopkins. I think he.
You get 50. You hope for the touchdown.
Yeah, he'll get targets. They don't throw it a bunch, but he's their guy. So, yeah, I agree.
All right. Chargers at who wins that game? Colts -1.
Colts win that game.
I agree. Chargers at Patriots. Chargers favored by 6. Over-unders 40.5. Austin Eckler was very hot. I mean, top 5 for 3 weeks, but then gave us back-to-back RB31s and looked like a totally different player. I refuse to believe that somebody like Austin Eckler, in the span of a 5-day work week, just got bad at football. I think something was going on. Maybe he's playing through something. Maybe he was exhausted. Maybe he was hungover. We don't know. But he didn't just start sucking. I know. We're thinking about the clip where he runs it to the left side, he runs to the sideline, and he's tired.
I worry. I think here's what I think.
I'm not talking Dynasty. In Dynasty, we know the wheels are coming off. I'm just saying
we are at
next 4 weeks.
We're coming into week 13, and he is beat up. If he's not looking good, I'm just saying, like, you get later in the season and things aren't going up. Things start to fall, and I'm not in on Eckler. He's, like Trav said, he gave us RB31 twice. And his schedule, straight to schedule for a running back, should be a smash schedule. Yeah, New England's not great, but after that, you've got Denver, you've got Las Vegas, you've got Buffalo, you got Denver again in the championship week. I'm gonna sit here and say, that Eckler's someone that I'm not really looking to buy. I mean, he said no dynasty. Obviously, we talked last week. Eckler's a hot sell, or last show. But yeah, let's move on to Keenan Allen though, because Keenan actually is pretty interesting. Keenan's pretty interesting in this respect. So what I can say about Keenan though is that he's the number 2 overall wide receiver this year. And the Patriots, they have Christian Gonzalez. They've kind of been okay keeping games lower. The over-under in this game is only 40.5. But you have to start the big 3. You have Eckler, you have Keenan on your team. I'm not saying don't start Eckler. I'm saying, don't expect these big blow-up games because I have a feeling that the juice is kind of starting to fall. They were featuring Kelly a little bit more in short yard situations. So yeah, that's kind of where I would be on that one. On the New England side, unfortunately, we do have to talk about the Patriots in this game. They are a part of it. They're the other half. Ramondre. That's it. Over under 85 total yards. I'm going to go under that. I think they're going to split the workload. Yeah, you can kind of run on the Chargers, but they're more of a pass sieve offense right now. And even then, the Patriots aren't going to hurt you in the passing game. Their best wide receiver, an undrafted free agent, Pop Douglas, is hurt in the concussion protocol. He might not even play this week. So I'm staying away from all the Patriots. Ramondre, if you have to, as a flex, he's going to be a mid-tier running back 3 for me this week. Moving on to the Lions and the Saints. Oh boy, look, we're either way, we're in a dome. We love that. The Lions have kind of looked shaky the last few weeks, but boy, oh boy, these running backs for the Lions. Looking at the last 5 weeks, Jahmyr Gibbs in half-point scoring is the running back 3. It's pretty incredible. David Montgomery coming back from injury has looked great so far as well. For whatever reason, all of the weapons in this game are smashes on the Lions side. Amon-Ra, you're not going to sit him just based on matchup here. Over-under being 46.5 on this. I like this. I could definitely see this going over because a lot of the Lions games have been going over. So Gibbs, Monty, Amon-Ra, Laporta, yeah, they have weapons all around, and I'm even willing to start Jared Goff in this game, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Gonna take a sip of water real quick while we talk about the Saints. I mean, what can you say about the Saints? It's Kamara who just gets a bunch of work because really, who else is there? It's for whatever reason. I don't know what happened at team dinner or over some sort of barbecue or whatever, but Chris Olave is hated by Derek Carr. Those two do not get along. Apparently not on the field. You know, Olave looked okay, but like if you watch the game, it's just those two just are not in sync. Yeah, you look at this last week. He had an okay week, 14.9 half-point PPR points last week. But really, it's Kamara for me. Obviously, you're starting Olave. I'm just not excited about it. And then Taysom Hill. Look, it's unpredictable. It's blow up. It's what you want in a tight end. And he's been doing it more often than not, I'd say. So Taysom Hill is kind of who I'm in on at the tight end position there. I mean, that's really, like I said, over under 46.5. I expected to hit the over, and I'm fine with that. I expect the Saints to have to play catch up and throw a lot. So these weapons going to be nice. Travis, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for taking time to go grab I'm sure a frosty beverage. No, it's okay. You stay quiet. Looks like you're, there we go. Looks like your microphone is muted there, but it's okay. It's okay. You're pretty. You're handsome. You're like the window dressing. We'll take it.
Check.
Awesome. Welcome back.
All right.
We're talking now about oh man, what a time to come back. We're about to talk about the Falcons and the Jets. The over-under on this game is 33.5. Gross.
I'm trying to come back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You are here. You are.
For some
on
reason,
the
you're
internet.
coming through my computer speakers.
Okay. All right. Well, while you tend to that,
Keep going.
I'm going to talk about the Jets. I'm excited. If you were thinking, man, what could really make my Sunday night? And it's not Sunday night. It's just Sunday. But what can make my Sunday? Could I interest you in one Tim Boyle? Because per the words of Robert Saleh, he's going to get another chance to roll. The best quarterback news I got for you over there is Aaron Rodgers started practicing in a light capacity. Who the hell knows what's going on over there? I'm not touching anyone on the Jets. Breece Hall, maybe. You're starting him. Garrett Wilson, yeah, he's going to get some targets, I guess. But no, I'm not excited about anyone on that team. Breece Hall is a running back too. And that's kind of where I'm at. Breece Hall can break any game into a running back 1 week, so there's at least that, putting him in your starting lineup, but you're not trusting any weapons there. Bijan is a smash in this matchup. The Jets don't stop the run very well. They do well against the pass, so it's Bijan and no one else for me. What are your thoughts,
I tend to agree with that. I'm not excited about this game. I think what most people care about right now with the Jets is when is Aaron Rodgers actually coming back?
Yeah.
If he comes back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks for the fantasy playoffs and lights the world on fire to Garrett Wilson, it will be unbelievable. We will never forget it.
Yeah, I really hope so, because then it's like, oh, well, now at least we have him for the fantasy playoffs. You're probably not in the fantasy playoffs if you've had Garrett Wilson, but...
one thing that I was hoping that we would be able to bank on, with or without Rodgers, is 80 to 120 and a touchdown for Breece Hall.
Yeah, that offensive line's awful. That offensive line,
if that happens, we're like, yes, Breece,
sure.
80 yards and a score. Mm-hmm. What?
If Breece runs for 80 yards and a score, it's because he broke off an 80-yard run. And
I know, it's ridiculous. So our expectations for him going forward can't be a top 10 guy.
No, he's like a top, I don't know, 18 to 15 guy, based on volume. I mean, he gets
in redraft. If somebody offered you Kyron Williams for Breece Hall 1-for-1, what would you do?
Oh, I would take Kyron.
You would.
Have to. You have to take Kyron.
James Cook?
No, I'm not taking James Cook.
Okay, so you've got Kyron inside your top 10. Because James Cook's a 15 to 18 guy.
Yeah, Kyron's up there in redraft. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason not to. They use him all over the place.
I'm good with it. Cardinals at Steelers, Pittsburgh, -5.5, over under 41.5. Kyler came back and surprised me, Dustin. I am a known Kyler hater, but the facts are the facts. QB 13, QB 6, QB 9. No huge games. I think he hasn't gone 21 yet, but consistently in that 20 range. And to do that immediately, like there's no growing pain at all, has been really nice for people that waited on Kyler or were forced to in Superflex leagues.
I think that system is really good for him. It's really good. It doesn't force feed him to.
He looks really comfortable.
Yeah, these short routes aren't there anymore. It's an actual, like, the concepts are there. You can tell it's not just force feeding the ball to D-Hop and Hollywood Brown. It's literally just throw it to the open man, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see Kyler finally playing in a pro offense.
He does look very, very confident there. Hollywood, speaking of Hollywood, he's had one top 15 game on the season. Is he inside or outside of your top 24 this week and maybe rest of season?
I would say just because of all the weapons that are not playing this week, I would say he's a possibility to play in the top 24. But you gotta, I mean, look, I look at him as he's the number 2 option on the team because McBride is probably the one on that team right now. Hollywood, for whatever reason, just they're not getting him in these catch and run situations. They're getting him on curls, and then they'll try a couple crossing patterns, but then he's covered. I think a lot of defenses have kind of keyed in on the concept of keep everything in front of us. So, like I said, this offense is built around the concept of take what the defense gives you, get first downs, use your running back, and matriculate drives down the field.
Hollywood Brown or DK Metcalf at Dallas?
I would go DK Metcalf.
Hollywood or Jaden Reed?
That is interesting. I'd probably go Hollywood, though.
Okay. Hollywood or Rashee Rice?
I would go Rashee Rice.
All right. Finally, Hollywood or Josh Downs?
That's tough. I'm going to go Josh Downs.
Wow. Okay. You give me no clarity. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we think that the Cardinals beat the Steelers, or do the Steelers cover the 5.5?
I think,
or neither. Do they win but not cover?
I don't think anyone's covering in this game.
Okay.
I don't think Pittsburgh covers. I do expect the Steelers to win in this game just because I don't think the Cardinals defense can do anything to stop an offense in the NFL.
Okay. Warren and Najee, Jalen Warren and Najee Harris, both. I'm starting them where I have them. I'm curious how this post-Canada offense continues to evolve. It's only been a week.
It's going to be a run-heavy offense.
The running backs look playable.
We didn't mention him, but he had a massive game last week. Pat Freiermuth came back and punched people in the mouth. He had 12 targets, 11 receptions, and 120 yards last week. Pat is back. He may not put up that kind of a stat line again, but look, this, like I said, this Arizona offense or defense is not great, and the offense for the Steelers is kind of broken. If you watch, Kenny Pickett really struggles to throw the ball down the field to his wide receivers, but in the middle of the field where concepts can kind of be more linear, I like Pat in matchups going forward. I think he is. I think he's going to be decent in this game. I think he'll be definitely a top 8 tight end this week.
I agree. All right, we have Steelers winning, but by less than 6.
Yes.
Dolphins at the Commanders. Washington is picked to lose by double digits. The over-under is at 49.5. Yeah. Dustin, I'll let you take this one, but I think everybody knows what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, so I think Miami covers. I'm going to put that out there right now. It's a 9.5 point spread. But yeah, look, It's the pass catchers. That is the number one thing. And I want to say it's just the pass catchers on one side of the ball because it used to be.
Why?
Because Sam Howell is going to have a really rough game. He's going to have a really rough game this week because he's playing against Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. They're about to lock him up. Logan Thomas, I think, is going to have a nice game. I think he's going to have a nice game. Sam Howell, though, is not going to throw for over 250 yards in this game. They are going to have to lean on Brian Robinson. They're going to lean on Antonio Gibson. They're going to they're not going to, I don't think they're going to sustain many drives. I think a lot of their production is going to be in that high urgency garbage time when we're in the late third, fourth quarter when they don't have the luxury.
That should be a lot of that, though.
A lot of garbage time. Even if it's within 10 points and it seems like, oh, well, they have a path. There's no path. There's no path to getting back in this game.
Howell will throw for over 300 yards. That's a lock.
I don't think so. I do not think he throws for 300 yards in this game.
They're not going to run the ball the entire fourth quarter in this game.
Sure. I don't think that. I think there's going to be more interceptions than you think.
Okay.
And I think I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Jalen Waddle heating up has been exciting.
Yep.
I think the receivers combine for over 375 yards. Those two guys.
Just those two. 375 yards?
Yeah.
What? I mean, we've seen crazy games before.
I think we see like a 200 or 225 from Tyreek.
I'm all for it.
And 150 from Waddle.
Yeah,
I think they absolutely
they're not gonna
dominate.
They're not gonna have anything for Tyreek, and Waddle's been great lately. So I expect Tua to throw for 400 in this game. That I do believe. And I think
all right. So we both
back.
say, yeah, I think he comes back with a nice pop in the step, and
Thank you,
I think
Jerry.
the Commanders cover.
Yeah, it is Madden on rookie. I don't expect the Commanders to have much of an answer.
I really think we see history made by Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in this game.
Well,
Broncos at Texans. I think the Texans win this game. I do think they cover 3.5. Over under is 47.5. So second or third highest scoring game of the week.
Sure.
CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. That's one of the best young cores in the NFL.
Sure.
It's firmly established now. This is not a 3-week sample size. Yeah. I feel like for years now we're going to look back and say, how did Carolina fuck that up?
I love how they're doing it.
How did they do that? How do you take Bryce Young over this guy?
In fairness, I think Bryce Young is still going to be decent in the NFL. I don't think he's going to be Stroud. I don't think he's going to get to that echelon. But I think he'll be all right. I think he's going to be serviceable and a starter for a long time.
Jerry, with a hugely important note, the Texans kicker is back on the practice squad.
Danny Amendola. I'm glad he's back in the league.
For everybody that was curious, what Mr. Amendola in Houston, I believe his name is Matt.
Yes, Matt Amendola.
Matt Crossbar from 58 Amendola.
Well, you sign him off the practice squad, and trick shot, he hits it.
We talk about it like it's so minuscule, like back to the practice squad. This dude's making probably $400,000.
Yeah,
it's just
probably.
Like, oh no, I've got to go back to the practice squad, kick field goals in the dome, and make $400,000.
But anyway, back to the Broncos and the Texans. We can talk about Stroud a lot, but he's been going nuclear, and this is no exception. The Denver defense has been great. They've been really good lately. I'm not going to give them great, but they've been really good lately. And the Denver Broncos, they're facing a really good quarterback, and the weapons are performing. I think it's going to be a throw the ball a lot kind of game.
Russ has a nice game this week.
Yeah, I like Sutton in this game. I like Javonte Williams in this game. I like Nico. I like Tank. I mean, I'm staying away from. It's kind of like a flip-flop situation. Really don't like most of the pass catchers on Denver. Don't like any of the running backs on the Texans. So take that for what it is. I think that's.
You don't like the pass catchers for Denver?
I don't like. I like Sutton, but I don't like anyone else.
Okay. do the Texans cover 3.5?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Panthers and Bucks. We just talked about Bryce Young, the great one, versus Baker Mayfield. What a showdown. Tampa's
Goodness
favored by
gracious.
5
Yep.
in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Over-under is at 36.5. So Vegas says this one will be very boring. However, I think the Bucks crush the Panthers in this game. I think 5 is way too low. Rashad White, Mike Evans, Godwin, Otten. These guys are in a different level of talent than the Panthers currently have. Baker's healthy, got in full practice today.
Yeah.
Bucks by double digits.
Yeah, I think the Bucks are going to win this. I think they cover the 5-point spread. I think this one. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think this is going to catch the.
The Panthers have fucking nothing.
They have Adam Thielen, and his hamstrings are just hanging on by a thread.
9 for 75 yards is great for fantasy.
Sure,
They're not scoring 20 the rest of the season.
No, I think they'll score 10 to 16 points. I think that's
It's atrocious.
That's their comfort zone. They fired their head coach. The guy,
What a scapegoat.
David Tepper comes out and says he wants the next coach to be at his funeral. I don't know, man. It's weird. I want you to come in and I want you to see me die. And that
The fans are like, "How about your funeral? Our team blows dick."
Yeah, it's awful.
Browns at Rams. Rams minus 3.5. Over under still low here, 39.5. That's probably because of the Browns. I think all Rams weapons are very startable.
Sure.
And for the Browns, it's Ford, it's maybe Amari Cooper, and that's it for me.
Oh,
maybe Njoku. Maybe Njoku.
I am spoiler alert. I am in hardcore on David Njoku.
Okay.
I expect Joe
Top
Flacco
5 week?
I think he's going to be the top overall tight end.
Oh my God! For what? With Joe Flacco?
I don't think you remember how big of a boon Tyler Conklin was last year when Joe Flacco was playing quarterback for the
Oh my goodness!
for the Jets.
We are stretching here tonight. We are absolutely.
I'm
stretching.
just saying. You've got guys like Dennis Pitta who have been fed by Joe Flacco.
Freak show athlete.
You've got guys like Tyler Conklin who are exactly what Joe Flacco looks for, and then you've got a freak athlete in David Njoku, and who knows?
You're giving Joe Flacco 3 or 4 days. He hasn't had all offseason to fall in love with David Njoku.
I'd give him 3 or 4 minutes, and he could throw it to David Njoku.
Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco.
You kidding me? Put the team on his back.
Browns or Rams? Who wins this game?
I'm gonna go Rams.
I'll go Rams. Bounce back game for the passing attack for the Rams.
Hell yeah.
49ers at Eagles, monster matchup.
I cannot wait for this.
San Francisco favored by 3 over Philly. Over-unders at 47.5, so it's not going to be a stifling defensive shutdown game.
Let me tell you a secret about this game. I'm just going to spoil it for you.
All right.
The 49ers are about to blow the Eagles the fuck out.
I would love to see it.
I don't think this game is close. I think it's a 2-score game.
What?
This is what I was saying last year, and this is what I was saying at the beginning of this year when everybody's like, this is Brock Purdy, this is Brock Purdy, that. The 49ers have figured out the Eagles, and I firmly believe if Brock Purdy stayed healthy in that game, they would have boat raced the Eagles, and they would have won the Super Bowl.
The difference in Brock Purdy was 30-something points.
The difference in not having a quarterback and literally having to run.
I'm not saying they would have that San Francisco would or would not have won. But what you're saying now is this 49ers team is blowing the shit out of the Eagles.
That is, I'm saying they're going to blow the Eagles out.
How?
Yes. Because
so what are your projections then for Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Hurts, Swift?
Yeah.
All the Eagles weapons that everybody is basically in the playoffs because of.
Right. Yep.
They shit the bed versus San Francisco?
I think they do.
Did they score 21 points?
No.
Oh my goodness.
No, they
didn't. This is TikTok worthy shit here.
Hell yeah.
This needs to be
I feel so confident in this.
Under 21 points?
They are going to hold the Eagles under 21 points, and the 49ers are going to score 25 to 30 points. I fully expect that.
Wow. Double-digit win for San Francisco.
This is personal. I really do believe Kyle Shanahan has been probably circled this game the entire season and said, I had the fucking game plan to kick your ass in front of the entire country.
Then why didn't they keep them from scoring 35?
Because when you literally only have 3 plays and your defense is back out there throughout the entire game, yeah, your team's gonna get
So we
boat-raced.
were tired. That's why.
Yeah, they're getting their ass kicked at like.
Come on, man. I want this one to come down to the final drive, and I
Hell
want
no.
Brock Purdy to do it against Philly's
Here's
defense.
this. Here, let me give you the final drive. Let me give you the final drive. Jalen Hurts drops back to pass, lofts it over the defense. AJ Brown goes up, scores, touchdown, boom, whistle goes off, and the Eagles lose 14-35.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I can't wait to ask
That's
our group about this.
35 is going to be crazy. I don't think they win by 21, but I do think it's a 2-score game. I do think
right.
it's going to be somewhere in the realm of, I don't know, probably it could be 20-31 or something like that.
Okay.
I really do believe that.
I think the Eagles still win the game here. I like the 49ers a lot, but in Philly,
Oh yeah,
I feel like they
whip that.
I think they're going to show up. I think they're going to show up. I want the 49ers to win. Let's get that straight. I just don't know that
I don't like
it
the
would.
Eagles.
I definitely don't think it'll be a blowout.
My wife loves.
You're
the
starting
Eagles.
all your weapons anyway. You're not
You're
sitting
starting all of them.
anybody from either team, so we don't need to talk about the specific guys.
Yep.
Chiefs at Packers. Kansas City favored by 6, 42.5 over under.
Yep.
Chiefs win this game. I don't think the line is too crazy, though. I think the Chiefs kind of do this. They control the game. They don't take too many risks, and they win by 6 or 10.
Let me ask you this question:
Should be close.
What do the Packers have to do in this game for you to really embrace the fact that they are like this is a good Packers team? Like they're actually coming together and they're in the right direction. What would they have? What do you have to see from Jordan Love?
I'd like to
see
see them score at least 20 points, and I would
Okay.
like to see it be around the spread, around 6. If you're within a touchdown
Sure.
of Kansas City, you're getting there. If they come in and they walk out down 14 or down 20, we got a lot of work to do. But one
think
touchdown I don't mind it.
I think the Packers win that game.
Oh, really?
I do. I think the Packers win that game.
All right. I wouldn't hate it either. 42.5 means enough fantasy production on both sides in
Sure.
this one.
Sure.
Bengals at Jaguars, final game of the week. Monday night, Jacksonville by 8. I think that is a lock as well. Bengals are absolutely deflated.
Yeah.
The run game is non-existent for Cincinnati, and I don't think Browning can do nearly enough to keep up with Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars are absolutely roaring right now.
Yeah. Browning didn't look awful as far as backups go.
Yeah.
He looked competent enough to move the ball, but yeah, when the whole team would rather bet on the quarterback having to beat them. No, Joe Mixon in this game, not exactly a fan. I'm probably staying away. He's a flex for me this week. He'll get enough volume, but yeah, it's just I expect them to have to throw to catch up in this game. Browning should be. I mean, he's not going to really start in a super flex. He's an emergency option at best. But the Jaguars in this game, I mean,
They're on it right now.
Calvin Ridley, I thought he was donezo, and for whatever reason, couple games he looks decent.
For whatever reason, the reason is we signed him. We traded for him
Yeah,
over here at the ball club, and we said, get your shit together. We just gave up Burrow in a first.
yeah.
You need to show you're a top 20 guy. And he's like,
Yeah.
I got you.
Jeez, he's like, yeah. Listen up, buddy. This isn't the MGM, okay? You're betting on yourself here, okay? This isn't some sports book.
All right, so we both think Jaguars cover in that one. We're
Yeah,
starting
I
all
do.
Jaguars weapons.
Yep.
And
Yep.
pretty much only Jamar Chase. Maybe Mixon if you have to.
Yeah,
if you have
Mixon is a flex, but Chase, yeah, you're still starting.
All right, I've got some trivia for you.
I do love trivia. I like it.
No multiple choice. I'm going to give you a prompt. You try to tell me who these 5 names are. Doesn't have to be in
goodness.
order.
All right.
1,000 yards on the season or more from the wide receiver position. There have been 5 guys to cross that mark so far this year.
Okay.
Which 5 players in the NFL have over 1,000 yards receiving?
Okay. So gonna take the easy one. Tyreek Hill is one of them.
Correct. Number 1 with 1324.
Yep. I think next. Goodness, I'm not looking at the guys. CD Lamb, I think has 1,000 yards.
CeeDee Lamb barely over 1,000 with 1,066 is number
Okay.
3 on the list.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. I think Keenan Allen also has 1,000 yards.
Keenan Allen number 2 with 1,117. Dustin is 3 for 3 to start out trivia.
Okay.
2 more names have
Oh,
barely crossed the 1,000-yard mark.
barely crossed 1,000 yards. This one is where it gets a little tough. I'm trying to think. All right, who throws a lot? I don't. Yeah, no. I wanted it so bad to be Puka, but it's not. Is AJ Brown there?
A.J. Brown, right as Jarian answers, is correct.
Okay.
AJ's number 4. There is one more player who is 3 yards over 1,000.
3 yards over 1,000. You know what? This might be a sneaky one. I don't know if he's actually been there. Where's Jordan Addison at? He
is
in
not
1,000?
not up there.
Damn. Okay. You know what? I don't think he's reached it, but I really hope Mike Evans reaches it.
It is not Mike Evans. You get one more name, and then we move on.
Shit. Oh God. Oh man. Is Michael Pittman there? Is Michael Pittman there?
It is DJ Moore from
Holy
the Chicago
shit, really?
Bears.
Wow.
Yes, going for 250 or whatever he did in one game really does
that's
help.
true. Yep, that is true. Way to go, DJ. Knew you could do it.
4 out of 5 there. Before looking at the list, I thought that Tank Dell might be one because he's had some big games, but he's not in there.
He came on late.
Passing yards leaders. The top
okay.
5 guys in passing yards on the season.
Okay. I do think I saw a graphic on this earlier this week.
Okay.
So I know Tua's on that list.
Tua's number 4.
I know Sam Howell's on that list.
Sam Howell is number 1 in the NFL with 3,339 yards.
Yep.
What a great
I know
time to be
CJ
alive.
Stroud is on that list.
Stroud, number 2, 3266.
And I think Pat Mahomes is still on that list. You know what? Actually, Dak Prescott, is he on that list?
Dak is not on the list.
Really?
Somehow.
Holy cow. All
You're
right.
missing 2 names.
Oh, duh. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is number 3.
Okay.
And number 5
boy.
is still available for you. You get one more name.
It's got to be someone stupid. It's got to be like Jared Goff or something.
It
like
is
that.
Jared Goff.
Holy shit. I was going to say Jordan Love, but I'm like, Jared Goff has done it. Holy shit.
Goff is number 5 in the league.
Oh, wow. They do.
All right, we'll go
offense.
2 quick ones, and then we'll come back to the rushing leaders. So,
Let's do it.
who has thrown the most passing touchdowns this year?
Ooh, the most passing touchdowns. Goodness. Is that... Oh, you know what? Is it Brock Purdy?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Damn.
24.
Okay. Wow. All right. He gets a lot of shit lately, but he's putting up points.
I know. Which tight end has the most touchdowns on the season?
I'm not falling for this. I think it's Taysom Hill.
It is Mark Andrews. Even with
Get
the
out
injury,
of here.
he still
Wow.
leads with only 6.
Wow. I thought you
Our
were
final
100%
trivia.
setting me up.
Final trivia of the night. The rushing leaders in the NFL. Nobody's hit 1,000 yet. Maybe this weekend we see one.
Okay.
Top 5. Who you got?
Rushing leads. Oh God, this is tough. Is ETN up there?
He is not. Number
No?
6, I think. Or 7.
Okay. Oh man. Wow, running back sucks, man. I
Some of these will surprise you.
Rushing leaders. Oh,
Some of them will not.
Goodness gracious.
Let's start with number 1.
Okay, let's
Who
start.
leads the NFL in rushing?
Oh, Christian McCaffrey.
Correct.
Christian McCaffrey.
All right, you can cross him off. He's almost at
Okay.
1,000. He should get there this weekend.
Okay.
Number 2, this guy's been unbelievable this year
Um.
and
Okay.
unexpected
Unexpected.
as far as number 2 in the league at rushing.
Okay. I mean, it's not because he hasn't played. I was gonna say Jahmyr Gibbs. But I'm like he doesn't rush a lot. David Montgomery. Is it David Montgomery?
It is not. Montgomery missed
damn.
2 or 3 weeks.
Damn. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh man, this. I keep thinking of these freaking stupid teams that rush it all the time. Brian Robinson.
It is not Brian Robinson. I will give you number 2. It is Raheem Mostert.
Oh yeah, he's like 50.
785 yards.
Oh man, I should have known that.
You can get one more incorrect guess before we finish up trivia.
Okay,
There's
DeAndre
3
Swift.
names. Swift is number 4 with 770 yards,
Okay,
which is amazing to hear.
it is wild to hear. Josh Jacobs.
That is number 3. You're missing one name now. He is 5th, and this is a very frequent visitor to the top 5 rushing list
Oh, okay.
over the years.
Saquon.
Derrick Henry.
Damn.
Saquon missed
okay.
time too.
Yeah, that's true. God, all these guys get banged up.
I would say you
Football's
did pretty
rough.
good there. You did better than 60%.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, we'll finish with big picks of the week. These are guys that we think will smash their projection.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is my quarterback big pick of the week. I think he makes it 3 top 10s in a row. He should have his way with Cincy. I think that Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk will feast this weekend against a sad, beat-down Bengals team. Couple facts for you to back it up. Cincinnati is 26th in yards per game allowed to quarterback. They give it up through the air. Particularly in the last 3 weeks, 290 yards per game for opposing quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence makes it 3 in a row and makes me a very happy trade customer in Dynasty.
Okay. My quarterback big pick of the week is Gardner Minshew. Look,
my gosh.
interdivision matchup facing the Titans. Look, the Titans, not exactly a great defense. They're middle of the pack. Okay, they're middle of the pack in points above expectation for fantasy quarterbacks, but Minshew, interdivision. This team, high tempo. They don't have Jonathan Taylor. I expect them still to run it, but I don't think they're going to run it as much as they would have with Jonathan Taylor. I think it's going to feed a lot through Pittman. I think it's going to go through Josh Downs. I expect them to make some big plays, but also I expect them to be scoring touchdowns because that's just what this offense has been doing. And they also give up a bunch of touchdowns as well. I expect this to be a higher scoring affair, at least in terms of the over-under. I expect it to hit the over. But Gardner Minshew, he's my start of the week. Big pick style.
The stash. Jarian has a question. Trey McBride or Pat Freiermuth?
That's McBride for me, my guy.
I'm going to go with McBride as well. He's been doing it for a longer stretch than just 1 week. And I think that Pittsburgh has its way on the ground. And
yeah, it's Kyler over Pickett for me.
Yeah, I like that too. We're both team McBride, but Freiermuth is a good option. Second question, Deontay Johnson or Tyler Algier? I'm going Deontay Johnson here.
Yeah, I mean, Algier's been not great lately.
He has to find the end zone to save his 40-yard day.
I'm worried about Deontay Johnson. I really don't know where he's at in this offense right now. I'm slightly worried he's starting to check out, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping he comes back and he's welcomed and he doesn't get doghoused again.
I hope they let him leave in the offseason.
I hope so too, but for this week, I'm going to go Johnson.
All right, me too. Running back start of the week, I will go with Alvin Kamara, second only to Christian McCaffrey on the season in touches per game. That shocked me. Christian McCaffrey with 21.9 touches a week. Alvin Kamara with 21.6, so damn near leading the NFL in touches per week. It feels like everybody in New Orleans is out or playing banged up, other than Kamara and Taysom Hill. Even if Olave does play, Kamara is looking at a 25-touch week. I think that's a lock. Sounds like a lot, but they happen very quickly for Alvin Kamara in this offense. I think there's a feast incoming, especially in PPR. They should be trying to keep up with Detroit.
Yep.
He'll probably catch 7 or 8 balls. Alvin
Probably.
Kamara is a very safe top 10 play this week.
Yeah. My running back big pick of the week is, look, I'm just going to call it. I think he's the number one running back on the week in Bijan Robinson. He's facing the Jets, and Jets, they have this great defense, and you hear about it all the time. It's why they're in games sometimes, but it's not because they stopped the run. It's they've got a great pass offense, and they force people to run. It's a run funnel defense. So Bijan Robinson, he's been getting more touches. They're expanding his role week after week after week. I expect the Falcons to win this game. They'll be ahead. I think they're going to try and stay out ahead in the second half of the game, and I expect Bijan to score. So Bijan, all the way. Much further, a lot of the same reasons you just brought up for Kamara. I think they're going to feed him the ball because their pass catcher is going to be locked up. So Bijan, like I said, I think he's the number one overall running back this week.
I am terrified of the Jets defense, and I think Bijan is outside the top 12. We will revisit next week and see where he falls. But you're confident at number one overall, so top 12 should be easy.
For sure.
Brandon Ayuk, my wide receiver pick of the week. This feels like 120-yard, maybe 100-yard, and 2 touchdown day for Ayuk. One long one short one inside the 5-yard line. He is so good. I'm not going to say Devontae Adams, but he is Devontae Adams-esque in the making inside the 5-yard line as far as being unguardable on the quick slant or the fade. Like, he can do everything inside the 5, and I think that they're going to need it this week in the shootout with Philadelphia. And I think he's just due for a big one. He's been consistently okay, but hasn't had a 20, 25-point week. I think that is in store this week.
I like it. My wide receiver big pick of the week is Adam Thielen. You've got the Carolina Panthers, and they know how to do one thing.
How do you pick a Panther?
They know one thing and one thing only, and that's how to throw it to Adam Thielen. Look, they fired their coach. They are facing a terrible pass defense in the Buccaneers. They're not going to be able to run the ball. That's for damn sure. So I'm not saying there's going to be a lot of good passes, but I'm saying 27% target share over the last 5 weeks. And look, I think his yards are going to be there just by attrition. I think he's going to go, like you said, especially in PPR leagues. There's a solid chance he puts up 16, 15 points. And he could score in garbage time. So I'm going to go Adam Thielen here. I feel pretty good about it in this matchup. Yeah, I think that's...
I'm scared of Carolina. Although I will say, I think what's not been talked about, I don't think even one time that I've seen.
Sure.
Miles Sanders with 15 touches last week. Very quiet.
Yeah.
That is volume.
That is...
You can do worse.
I'm not touching Miles Sanders in this game.
No, but in Dynasty, I just got him as a throw-in to a deal that I already liked. He's 25 or 26. He's not done. He's a good player. Carolina's been shitty.
Sure.
They might continue to be.
I think he's a committee
But
guy.
he's free right now.
I don't feel good about it.
He's $40 million contract. He's going to be there.
Yeah, he'll be here next year for sure. It's essentially like a 2-year deal.
All I'm saying is if you're making a dynasty deal and they have Miles Sanders, get him to throw him in there.
Yeah, why not?
He'll never be cheaper.
He's not thought of as a high value asset right now. I agree. He's undervalued.
He's a quiet 15 touch guy right now. He's taking the job back from Chuba. I don't know if it was something with Frank and Miles Sanders that they didn't click, but they cleaned house. I think they say, hey, this guy we're giving $40 million. We have all new coaches. Let's try to get back on track with where we spend our money.
Sure.
All right, finally, Dalton Schultz for me. Way too quiet last week. 1 point. Bounce back game against the NFL's worst defense at stopping tight ends, which is Denver. So I don't know if I'm going to say top 3 on the week, but I think Dalton Schultz should be in your lineup. He should be a top five tight end. 4 or 5 here because I don't know that it's such a concentrated volume. I think Tank and Nico Collins will be plenty fine in this game. But I think Dalton Schultz will get 5 or 6 catches for 65 to 75 yards and a score.
Yeah, that's fair. I like it. Excuse me. All right. Now, my big pick of the week at tight end. I'm glad we always end on the tight end position because You mentioned the tight.
I
the
hate
teams,
ending this with this fucking name.
You mentioned that the Denver Broncos give up a lot of points to the tight end, and there's another team that also gives up a bunch of points, and he happens to most likely be receiving passes from none other than Joe Flacco, and it's David Njoku. Okay,
You've
David
been reaching
Njoku,
all night, so
I
it's
love
fitting
it.
that you end with the biggest reach.
I
What is
love
Joe
it.
Flatgoat?
Flacco.
Oh, Flack Goat.
Not a flat goat.
I
Like,
think
it's not
flat
like a-
flat goat
That's
FLAT might be
No.
more fitting for the arm that we're about to see this weekend.
He is a flat out goat. That is. He's a Super Bowl MVP. I don't know if you remember 80 years ago when he didn't throw a single interception in the postseason.
In the dark.
Kind of a big, yeah. He could win Super Bowls in the dark. So what do you got on him now? Look, I'm just saying, he comes in, he's gonna need a big target to rely on. Maybe he's not gonna have the chemistry with Cooper coming out the bat. I expect Njoku to have a lot of run in this game. They're gonna run a lot of simple concepts. He's probably familiar with the system, but again, you're coming in and you're facing a team in the Rams who they do give up points to the tight end. So,
I think you're playing with fire with all four of these picks.
Njoku is fire. Yes.
The point of this segment is guys that will smash their projection. And when I read the names Gardner Minshew, Bijan versus the Jets,
Yep.
Adam Thielen and David Njoku with Joe Flacco,
Yep.
you're playing a different game here, and it's very risky.
I like it.
I think
I like it.
if they hit, it is more of a celebration, more champagne. But if they don't,
Yeah.
I'm going to absolutely rail you next week on what the fuck those picks were.
Oh, bring it on. I feel good about them. I feel good. I feel good about these.
All right, week 13 is upon us. That was Losing
Yes.
Sucks. Dustin, tell the people how to ask us questions if they need to. All week we respond almost immediately.
Send them on the Twitters. You can follow me at Dustin Blanton. Go ahead and follow Travis at Losing Sucks. We'll both be answering stuff. Yeah, check us out. We'll be here next week as well. Good luck getting into the fantasy playoffs. We're going to look at a couple more weeks. Yeah, and as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Losing sucks. Don't do it.